everyone, it's Diabetic Danica, and today I'm going to talk about going to sleepovers when you're a diabetic. But I don't really look like I'm ready for a sleepover, so one second. Much better. Bum, ba, bum, ba, bum. Woohoo! This video was requested to me by Becky Williams, so thank you for that. First off, let me just say that I personally still go to sleepovers sometimes. If I haven't seen friends for a while, we might spend the night at each other's houses. But this video is kind of going to be more for the younger audience, so people that are of that age, or parents of younger kids, because once you're my age or like an adult, my mom still goes on sleepovers with her friends from high school, but you don't really need as much help because you kind of know what you're doing. But this is what I did for sleepovers when I was younger. So the first thing you've got to make sure to do is to pack supplies, the diabetes supplies obviously. So what you need to do is pack enough, I think I would pack 2 sets and 2 cartridges because it's only one night, but you're like, well, what if I do one set and it goes bad? So try to do that, but usually sleepovers, you're not that far away from your house, so potentially if something went wrong, your mom could just bring you something. But it's always good to be prepared, so just bring enough of everything that you could possibly need. I also would bring snacks, but of course the people there probably have some juice or something for Lowe's if you need that. Also, don't forget to pack some extra insulin because odds are you'll be picking out quite a bit, and so you don't want to run out of insulin on that night and have to eat salad while everyone else is eating candy. We would also be sure to tell the parents of my friend that I was diabetic if they didn't know already. And this is just because, you know, you're going to be in their house, and if something was to happen to you, they would probably be pretty upset if you didn't tell them that you were diabetic beforehand. Like, say you passed out and they're like, why didn't you just tell me? I could have been prepared. So we would tell them about it, answer any questions they had. Usually my mom would do this, I think. And usually it only took the first sleepover at that person's house to tell them, and then after that they just kind of knew. But let me just say, expect the parent to do this. I've noticed with non-diabetics, they're just a little bit ignorant and they'll think that you can't eat certain things. So pretty much every parent would ask me like, oh, can you have this? Can you eat this? We're having this for dinner, is that okay? And I'm just kind of like, yep, I can have anything. Thank you though. So just be nice about it, and if there is something you can't have for any reason, you can tell them that obviously, but for me personally, I could have anything as long as I gave insulin for it. So I was always just kind of like, yeah, that's fine, thank you very much. So make sure the parents know what to do in case of an emergency. If you really want to go all out, you can teach them the glucagon, which is the emergency shot for Lowe's, but mostly just tell them about highs and lows, and you know, to call you, the parent, or your parents, if anything goes wrong. Now, when I was first diagnosed, I was on NPH and Humalog, and so what I had to do was eat at the same time every day, and so for school days I had breakfast at like 6:30 or whatever it was, and so on weekends I would have to have breakfast at 6:30. So when I was at sleepovers, this was before I could give my own shot, and so my mom was the sweetest person in the whole world. She literally drove to the person's house where I was staying at 6:30 in the morning. She had told them the night before that she was going to do this, and so they left the door unlocked, I think. And she would come in and she would wake me up, and she would give me a shot, and then she will check my blood sugar, give me a shot, and then we had these little quick breakfast things that were the right amount of carbs. And so I would literally, while my friends were asleep, get up, eat that, do everything, and then go back to sleep. And that was it. So I thought that was so sweet of her because I just couldn't give my shot yet. I wasn't up for it. And so that's how we handled that at first. So if you need to go and give your kid a shot, I mean, I think that it would mean so much to them to be able to go to the sleepover, because I really don't think that you should give up your social life just because you have diabetes. I've had people ask me like, oh, like, how do I hang out with friends with diabetes, and can I go to sleepovers and all that? And of course you can. I mean, anything you do at home for your diabetes, you can do while you're away. And I know if your parents need to do stuff for you, it can be a little bit more tricky, but if they're willing to take that extra step and help you out any way they can, it can totally be done. And if you are a little bit worried about your kid maybe going off for the first time, what you can do is have a practice run. So at your house, just have a night where you kind of let them do everything themselves, make sure they can handle it, and then the next time they can go on their own because they've shown you that they can do everything for their diabetes for the whole night and the next morning. And then I guess the last thing that I would probably tell people is just to let your friend know that you might be getting up in the middle of the night, because often at sleepovers your schedule is way off. You know, you might be running around before you go to bed, or maybe you're staying up really late or eating a lot of junk food, and lows are very possible. So often I would find myself getting up in the middle of the night to check my blood sugar, to eat some carbs, and I would just tell them beforehand so it's not awkward when they find me at midnight, or I guess you go to bed at midnight, at like 3 a.m. chowing down. They'll also, often my friends would tell me what I could have from their fridge, so I'd be like, oh, do you have any juice? Even though I had my own snacks, I kind of wanted to save those, and juice is quicker, and they would always kind of show me like, oh yeah, you can have this juice or this, or if you want milk or this, you know, all of that. So they're definitely willing to help you out, and just set that up beforehand before you go to bed, because you don't want to wake them up at like 2 a.m. be like, can I have some of your juice? They might not be very happy about that. So yeah, and the biggest thing is just to remember to take care of yourself. I know you're having fun, I know you're with your friends in a different environment, staying at their house, but still remember your diabetes, take care of it, and then move on and have an awesome time. Please just be aware of your blood sugars in the midst of all the craziness. And please still go to sleepovers, they're so fun. I think that's everything. Thank you to Becky Williams for requesting this video, because I actually didn't think of it, and I will see you all very soon. Also, don't forget to subscribe. That's right. You can like Diabetic Danica on Facebook and follow her on Twitter and Instagram. This is Chewy, by the way. So cute. And if you're wondering what my shirt says, this is another one of my shirts. It says, "Let's be Diabuddies," and it's on my online store on spreadshirt.com/diabeticdanica, so if you want to get one, I will put the link below, and it's a pretty awesome shirt. I like it a lot. And it says Diabetic Danica at the bottom, if you can see that. See that? And if you do buy a shirt, be sure to tweet me or put it on Facebook or something so I can see you wearing it, because that makes me happy. Bye! So many bears!